Travel, beauty, fashion, entertainment, arts, fitness, celebrity interviews, and inspiring, engaging conversations with some of the best new and old music around. All this and more when you tune into On the Go with Tiffany Patton podcast. Now, here's your host, Tiffany Patton.
Good afternoon. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty right here in the beautiful downtown Detroit and the heart of Detroit and the Foundation Studios. And I have an amazing show for you today because I am so excited. I have a room full of people, a really great guest. And to start it off, I have a guest who's no longer a guest because he's been on the show several times. And I'm always happy to have him here. It is no other than Pastor Keenan Knox.
Hey.
He's in the building.
Detroit.
He is in the building. And not only do I have Pastor Knox with us, I have, and my timeline has been blowing up, and then I've had people ask to sit in because of you, ma'am. Your picture has circled around, and they're like, okay, can I? No, closed studio. We did not do it that way. We have no other than CRISSMARIE of Basketball Wives of LA, season 6. She is in the building, and I'm so excited because she is here for a really great cause. And she's speaking out in a really powerful manner. And so many people need to hear this. So many people do, because right now, unfortunately, we live in a day and age where bullying takes place not just in the school anymore. I mean, there's adults being bullied. There's cyberbullying now. There's so many different things. And she is here. She's an advocate. And she's the beautiful face of this wonderful cause. So we'll be speaking with her. So happy to have her here. And then we have a very talented Martell. He is in the house. Martell is a writer, a director, and producer. And he is producing an amazing play called Broken Covenant. And it stars gospel great, the daughter, Ms. Kiki Sheard, and he has one of the actors, Mr. Joseph Polk, in the house with us, and we'll be speaking to both of them about their wonderful play. And then we have a woman who just shut it down at the Charles H. Wright Museum about a week ago, I believe so. And she is a singer, a songwriter, Miss Rashida Johnson. She is in the building. And then we still have to come Mr. Gregory Sims. Gregory Sims is an amazing chef. He just finished a wonderful event about a week ago as well, Lexus Uncorked, where he was one of, I believe, 3 major chefs that was a part of the Lexus branding, and a wonderful event. And he is known for his smokehouse. I mean, he does smoking and takes meat, salmon, briskets to a whole nother level. And I heard he got some of the best macaroni and cheese ever. So he's going to be bringing some samples, so we'll be able to eat.
Who got the Reynolds wrap?
Oh, my goodness. Wow. See?
The Reynolds wrap, for real.
So I'm so glad to have all of you guys here. But as always, what I like to do is start off with the word of the day. And today's word of the day is persevere, no matter what. So many times, I think a lot of times we start doing what we're supposed to do or living a life of purpose. And then when things come up, we stop, we draw back, and we get scared. But when we do that, we don't understand that at that point, we're saying to God and to everyone else that we don't deserve to operate in the purpose in which God called us for. Because when you're truly living a life of purpose, things are going to come up. They have to, because the enemy does not want you to live a life of purpose. And that's when you have to literally take your stilettos, dig it in. Men, take your shoes, like hold on to whatever it is. Yes. And truly not move. Because at that point, you're telling the world, yourself, and God that I believe in my purpose more and that I'm bigger than this thing, because you are bigger, because Christ lives within you and God is bigger than any and everything. So that is my word of the day. Please persevere. Press in. I don't care what happens. I am the queen of I'm going to get it done by any means necessary.
Yes,
so you got to do that. You have to do that. Once you do that, I'm telling you, it is the test of all tests. And once you pass that test, the sky's the limit, because then God can entrust you with any and everything. That is the word of the day. And Pastor, you want to piggyback on that?
Tag team. All right, tag team. Back again.
Tag you in.
So when I hear that, I immediately thought about David, the story of David and Goliath, since you're talking about things being bigger than you. Mm-hmm. And the thing about David that people don't recognize is it wasn't just a story about him, this little boy showing up with his rocks. The children of Israel had been dogged for 40 days, and this big giant guy called Goliath, he was the champion of Gath, and he came out every day trying to woof at the people and to try to embarrass them and try to make them feel like they didn't have any strength because he was bigger than them. David shows up after 40 days of everybody else being embarrassed. He shows up and says, wait a second. Who is this guy that he would defy the armies of the Lord? Then everybody is talking about David. Now his brother said, well, what you doing here? He said, wait a minute, isn't there a cause? Aren't we here to fight? So he goes and gets 5 smooth stones, and he walks over to Goliath, and he says to Goliath, you're a dog in my sight. I killed a bear before. I killed a lion before. So who are you to stand in the way? In other words, the same God that was with me when I killed the bear, the same God that was with me when I killed the lion, is the same God that's going to be with me when I take you down. And he immediately hurled that stone. It sunk into his head, into Goliath's head. See, sometimes you need to sink something into the enemy's head and let them know that you didn't come to play.
All right.
He hits the enemy in the head. He falls flat on his back before he even was able to draw his sword out. David stands on his chest, takes the sword out of his sheath, cuts his head off, holds up Goliath's head, and says, I won. See, some of you have to persevere until the giant is dead on the ground and you have his head in your hand. That's perseverance. Perseverance is not just getting to the fight. It's making sure that whoever you're fighting goes down for the count. The championship is never crowned to the person who is standing on the side. It's only given to the person who's standing on the side while the other person is laying on the ground.
I like that.
So just piggybacking.
That is Pastor Keenan Knox, you guys. If you don't know who he is, you better follow him. You better find out, because he's on fire like this all the time. I mean, but it's a natural part of who he is. That's the part that I love. A natural part of who he is. It isn't something that he has to conjure up. It isn't something that, I mean, I'm sure you I
don't have time to be two different people.
Yeah.
Pastor Keenan Knox is Pastor Keenan Knox. I'm the same way whether I'm on stage or I'm at Fishbones with my wife. I'm hanging out with my boo. I'm the same person.
I love that. So you're not spiritually bipolar. I love it.
Oh, no, I'm not.
No, okay.
I can't. No. People say, well, your birthday May 24th. That means you're a Gemini. No, I'm a child of God. Don't tell me if I'm two things, I'm twice as nice. Glory to God.
I love it. Okay, so, Pastor.
Yes, ma'am.
You have this thing that you do every morning, 6 a.m.
Yes, Lord.
Called the Surge?
No, Power Burst.
Power Burst.
It's 6 a.m.
And I called it the Surge earlier, and I don't know why I'm trying to change your...
No, because the Surge is Saturday.
Okay. So we wanted to talk about the Surge. But see, to me, what you do in the morning at 6 a.m., you give me that surge, that jolt that I need to kind of get going, because I've never seen anybody that on fire that early in the morning. It normally takes them a minute, but you're always ready.
Yeah. Oh, I got to be ready to preach.
You're that.
I'm ready to get it. I mean, when you're called to do something, you're supposed to always be ready to do it.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I mean, some people, that's why I question some folks when they say I'm called to do it, but I get burnt out. No, when God calls you to a place, He also gives you grace to be able to succeed at what you're called to do.
Yeah.
That would be unfair for God to call you to do something, not give you the power and the strength to be able to do it.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, 6 a.m. is early for me, brother, because I'm not a morning person, but the Lord gets me up that early, and I because if it was 5, I would have to have a conversation with Jesus. Mary and Joseph, we'd have to have a powwow.
Well, you do it so well. So the Surge is this Saturday.
The Surge was birthed out of Power Burst. We started Power Burst, 5 weeks ago now. It's almost 5 weeks ago we started. 6 a.m., God just gave me a word to get people in the morning, to get them geared up and geeked up for their day, to pray with them, and to encourage them. The testimonies that are coming out of it, man, are incredible. Just a couple of really brief ones. There was a man who had been who had been watching the Surge. watching Power Burst. So you look at what you're doing.
Sorry.
Watching Power Burst, and he had been asking me to pray. He inboxed me on Facebook and said, will you pray for me? I'm going into surgery. So I prophesied on that Friday. I said, there's somebody going to walk into surgery, and they're going to tell you you're not going to need to go to surgery. He inboxes me that day and tells me he went to surgery. He had an aneurysm, and he said the aneurysm closed up by itself.
Oh, wow.
He did not have to have surgery.
Wow.
Another young lady, remember the day I told everybody to put their amounts they wanted? God, they're going to take out of their heavenly account and believe God for this amount. And somebody put on there $7.5 million. They didn't have any of that. But what happened was, within 24 hours of her putting that up on there and believing by faith, a man reached out to her and told her he knows what her vision is for building this property. He said, not only am I going to build the property for you cash free, I'm also going to invest $2 million into your business.
Wow.
It's going to come out to being more than $7.5 million that she asked God for.
Wow. And see, so many people, we get, I think we get religious, and so we think, oh, yeah, right, here's another prosperity, this and that and the other. But when you say a thing, it doesn't have to be financially somebody walking up to you with 7.5 million. It still has to equal out to that because that's who God is.
People have misinterpreted the word prosperity. Prosperity simply means to move forward and to be successful. God wants us to be successful in every realm of our lives.
Yeah.
That means financially, that means relationally, that means business,
health-wise.
that means educationally, that means internally, that means emotionally.
Yeah.
He wants us to prosper in every area. So why is it bad that we prosper?
Yeah.
Now, if all you just want is money and you're greedy for money, the love of money is the root of all evil. We don't want you to be a lover of money, but we do want you to be successful.
Yes.
Why would God make us in his image and not make us successful?
So
He's always successful. Every time he spoke to something, he spoke, let there be light. Before there was a sun, before there was a moon, before there was stars, the first thing God said, let there be light. Light became light.
Yes.
So it didn't even need something. When God speaks to you, hallelujah, when God speaks into you, he don't need anybody to co-sign.
And that's true.
God is all by himself. That's why we call him Abba, Father, which means source. That's the one who the seed comes from. The Father creates the seed, who plants it in the womb. Without the seed, there is no kid. So
this is what you're going to get on Saturday morning. At what time?
9:01 a.m. only at Impact Church. You can follow us at iChurch Detroit on all social media. You can follow me at iChurch Pastor on all social media. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Snapchat. I don't really be on Snapchat because I don't get the filters and all that kind of stuff. I just straight no filter. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on my Facebook page. I have 3 because I have 5,000 limit on both pages.
Yeah,
and
me
I'm
too.
at what you call it? What did I do? The other thing? Powerburst. I have my Powerburst page. So if you look on Facebook Live and you find Powerburst, like that, connect with that, and you'll be able to connect with me every day, man. I've been doing it. I've been going hard in the paint. We went 6 days last week, Monday through Saturday at 6 a.m. I flew in from where was that last weekend?
Florida.
Fort Lauderdale. I was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Friday night. I preached. I got out of church at 11:30. I got back to my hotel room at 1 o'clock. I got back up at 5 o'clock to be ready at 6 o'clock to do Powerburst. I mean, we just believe it because I'm believing God for your future. So if I'm believing that you got to push, I got to push.
That's good.
We in this thing together.
That's good.
Sis, I love you.
I love it. Pastor Keenan Knox. See, I'm telling you, here's the truth. Now, let me just say this so that, my church family don't get mad at me. Now, he is not my pastor. Pastor Keith Hudson is my pastor from Consuming Fire Christian Center. However, I mean, when you connect with some people's spirit, it's just undeniable. And I connect with real spirits. Because right now, we don't need more of a cookie-cutter version of foolishness and religiosity.
No carbon
because
copies.
People are dying from religiosity.
That's right.
People need realness, and that's the only way that they're going to be able to be whole and know that they can truly live in this world for real and not fake.
Now, if you say to yourself, I can't make 9 a.m. tomorrow, Pastor, guess what? I got 2 services for you on Sunday, 10:01 and 12:01 at 12844 Elmdale Impact Church, Detroit, Michigan, 48213. And if you ask me what the 01 stands for, people say, well, why is it 9:01, 10:01, and 12:01? They ask me that question all the time. They say, why? Why is it that? Why is it that? Why is it that? That's the reason why I want somebody to ask me, why I want to have a conversation starter. I want to engage with you. And number one, 10:01, we start together, unity. We drop it on the 1. I'm a musician, so we always count off on the 1. We start on the 1. So that's what we do at Impact Church. We start on the 1 together.
All right. I love it. Pastor Keenan Knox, I thank you so much.
Thanks for hanging out. Let me hang out with you
Man,
in your palatial studio.
You know what?
I mean, in the downtown D.
Yeah, the for real D. Yeah,
For real D.
yeah.
Not the Dallas, not Denver.
Yeah.
But Detroit.
Thank you.
Detroit. The rivers.
You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. Definitely. Surge is Saturday, 9:01 a.m. Be there. The address again is
12844 Elmdale, Detroit, Michigan, 48213. You can find us at iChurchDetroit.com.
I'm telling you, one of the best churches here in the city of Detroit. Please make sure to avail yourselves. You can watch them. They do live streaming. If you're not in the city of Detroit, please make sure that you do.
We have people watching from all around the world, so you can join the iChurch family. You can be a part of our iFamily.
Please do. I'm telling you, because he's a part of my family.
That's
so
right.
Thank you so much for being on the go.
Love you, sis.
Love you more. Love you more. Nothing you can do about it. Up next, I have so many people here in the studio. Next, now I know everyone's been wanting to hear from the very lovely CRISSMARIE. I'm trying to give people the anticipation of you. I'm trying to. What I'll do next is I'll take a quick break, and then I guess we need to talk. We'll pass out some food on the break, and then we can talk about the food when we come back.
Lord,
you know what?
We'll make a way. Yes, we will.
We'll do that, and then talk to the gentleman that brought us the great food, and then segue into.
I see a pan of food.
Yeah, pan of food. And then we'll segue into the basketball wife who's in the house.
Yes.
CRISSMARIE, and she's looking like, I'm here. She is gorgeous. And we'll be speaking to her once again. She is doing a phenomenal thing. She's speaking out against bullying, which, I mean, if you haven't watched Basketball Wives of LA, shame on you. All you have to do is Google it. You can YouTube it. You can go, if you have the Fire Stick, you can rewatch. But there's a lot of bullying that goes on. And she's speaking out about it, and I'm so glad to have her here to be able to do so. You're listening to On The Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to Love, Life, and Liberty. Here is Music Soul Child's I Do. We'll be right back.
Sometimes I don't like you. You always got a problem. Anything that I do, I don't always understand everything about you, but I know I just can't live without you. So yeah, I do, 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 yeah, I do. Hey, sometimes I think you might be a little crazy. But it's fine, cause I'm still gonna treat you like a lady, yeah. Now I can't stand it when, girl, you be tripping and you know it, yeah. But I know you just can't control it, no. So I ain't going nowhere, even though sometimes I don't like you, yeah. Always got a problem. Anything that I do, yeah, I don't always understand everything about you. No, but I know I just can't live without you, no. So yeah, I do, don't matter how much I do or say or show you, no, cause you'll still question if it's really real what I'm feeling for you. I know that people say things ain't always what it seems. I promise this is not a dream. I'm really here with you, and you're here with me. Sometimes I don't like you. Sometimes, almost like always, yeah. I don't always understand, no. I just can't live without you, no. So yeah, I do, yeah, I do. Hey. Sorry, I promise I do, yeah. So, yeah, I do, yeah. Even when got to apologize. It's alright, yeah. Or sometimes, yeah, always gotta. Anything that I do, I don't always understand. Ooh, but I just can't live without you, Lord. So I do. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I do.
You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.
Unfortunately, a lot of women don't open the door for other women, which is so bad. Radio has instant gratification. You can help people with the sound of your voice immediately, and to be able to connect people. So don't ever, ever, ever look back. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just know that when the time is right, the good Lord will send the blessing.
You're my baby, my lover, my lady. All night you make me want you. It drives me crazy. I feel like you were made just for me, babe.
That overwhelms my soul.
You are listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty. So trust God today, okay? That is the word of the day.
And I'm honored to have a phenomenal woman with us here to celebrate. She is a singer, a dancer, actress, composer, poet, educator, writer, civil rights activist, and the list can go on and on. She needs no introduction. She is affectionately known as the global Renaissance woman, Dr. Maya Angelou. Good afternoon, Dr. Angelou. It is an honor. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Patton. Miss Patton. It's a pleasure to sit here and wonder what on earth are you going to ask me. I'm really looking forward to finding out what I think.
I'm on the go with the very beautiful Kathy Hughes.
Unfortunately, a lot of women don't open the door for other women, which is so bad. Radio has instant gratification. You can help people with the sound of your voice immediately, and to be able to connect people. So don't ever, ever, ever look back. Don't ever doubt yourself, and just know that when the time is right, the good Lord will send the blessing.
And we're back. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton, your link to love, life, and liberty right here in the beautiful downtown Detroit. And I'm in the house. Okay, so we've eaten this really wonderful food of Chef Gregory J. Sims II. He is the proprietor of Smokey G's Smokehouse, a purveyor of fine smoked meats and specialty gourmet items. Now, let me just say this again. Purveyor of fine smoked meats, because we are eating some of the best chicken and ribs that I have tasted without any sauce. And I don't think I've ever had it this good without sauce. May my grandma rest in peace. And I don't think I have. This is, oh my goodness. You done knocked my grandma out the box. Now, that's just rude.
Thank you.
That's just rude.
Thank you. I think that's one of the biggest compliments when people say, oh, I haven't tasted ribs or chicken like this or food like this since my grandfather, since my grandmother. That means I know I'm on to something good.
Something good is like the understatement. All of his meats are slowly smoked over premium fruit wood. Paying close attention to the flame to ensure a proper and perfect balance of time, temperature, and flavor. He has just recently been a part of an amazing event called Lexus Uncorked, which is a part of the revitalization of Detroit and the resurge of the ever-evolving culinary scene. And he and a few other chefs were there and showing their skill. And like I told you, I heard about his macaroni and cheese. Not only his meat, he can really throw down. And I'm so glad he is... He has a great lineage. Gregory's passion for smoky meats is influenced by his paternal grandmother, Annie Lewis Keith Sims, the sister of the Honorable Federal Judge Damon Keith, and his father, Gregory Sims Sr. There was not a family function that did not feature a signature smoked meat, low, slow, with plenty of love. With that being said, I introduce to you Mr. Smokey G Smokehouse himself, Gregory Sims the second. You know, okay, so what is the key to you? I mean, I know we were talking off air, but what is the key to your meat and why it tastes so good?
Low and slow.
So good.
Low and slow.
and what you're hearing is people like shaking their head and laughing at the food and how good it is because they can't believe how good it is.
You know, I hope you had gotten a picture of that, because at first everyone was like, no, I'm gonna wait. No, I won't taste any. I won't call anybody out. But no, it brings me great pleasure, and it's an honor when I see people eat my food. And, I mean, they give me their honest opinion. I do. I'm glad when they say, hey, this is too much, or this is too less, or if they just straight up say, wow, I haven't tasted food like this since my grandparents were alive, or where's the sauce at? I don't need any sauce. It's good. It's quality. And you can actually start tasting the quality of the ingredients. Someone mentioned the rosemary that was in the chicken, and yes, that rosemary came out of my garden. But I love planting. My parents taught me how to plant crops in our backyard in Southfield. My mother's from the South, so we've always had farms down there. So we brought it up here to Michigan.
Okay, so how important is it to plant or to have organic food? Because so many times we see our children, they're different sizes, growing faster, and I think it's because some of the things that they're putting inside of the food. How important is it for you to grow your own food and then utilize it?
Without a question, it's always good to grow your own crops. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have a whole 40 acres and a mule out back. I'm still waiting on that from the government. No, but in the meantime, I do got a little plot at my mother's house, and we started it. My father started it. My sister, Monaisha Sims, who really took on the tradition of planting crops as far as tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, green beans, collard greens, all those different vegetables, different types of tomatoes. So it's always good to have your own crops and eat your own food and make sure things are organic, truly organic. And, it brings the family closer together. It gives us an opportunity for us to spend time together in the backyard in the summertime, as well as we're cooking, doing barbecuing and things like that.
And I was going to say, what would you feel would be the key component to your love for cooking? And for me, I think I love how it does bring everybody together when you're cooking. That's why I love the holidays. Yeah. I love this time of the year. I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas because everybody comes together. You can literally be in the kitchen cutting up vegetables, cooking and preparing, but everybody's gathered around and there's talking.
Yes.
Is that what it is for you? Because you have a great lineage, and it sounds like when you guys got together, you had a great time, but it started with cooking.
Absolutely. Food, great food, brings the fellowship together through your family. And actually, the holidays were a bonus in our family because we would get together literally every 3 weekends just to have a big dinner. If someone wasn't getting an award in our family or something, we would get together on a Sunday to have dinner. If it's someone's birthday, something. So having those holidays when everyone came to the house was just like icing on the cake because we're going to different people's homes during the month, just randomly to have dinner.
Okay, so when did you know that you could cook?
I guess my friends in high school, because when we would cut class and people would like, I'm sure my mother's listening, but when people would be going out making out, and I'd be like, "Hey, come back to the house. I'll throw something on the grill." And I was an athlete, so I really didn't, smoke or drink. I'm like, "Hey, come back. I'm gonna throw some of these porterhouses on the grill. Who wants to eat?"
Yeah,
and so they'll come by the house to eat, and so it was funny. I remember exactly. My high school sweetheart, she was like, "Man, I came over here, I skipped school with you, and I'm leaving here smelling like chicken. What's up?" And nothing else. Because I cooked. I love cooking. I love seeing the smiles on people's faces. Yeah. Food is a passion of mine, and I love seeing people eat good food. And you naturally start to have a good conversation. And you don't want to leave when there's good food.
Okay, so with your food, what would you say is the number one seller or the number one requested item on your menu?
Naturally, I thought I was going to be the king of ribs here in the city of Detroit and, go against the greats like, your Birch, your Uptown, those black staples in the city of Detroit. But I said I want to take it further than that. I want to be a true smokehouse. I went down to Kansas City. St. Louis. I went to Kansas City as well, but St. Louis to this place called Red's. And before you can even get to the place, you could smell it before you saw the little shack that it was. But outside, they had these 2 huge oil tankers outside that they converted into smokers. Wow. And you could smell it. And that what got me hooked. And so that same smell, that same taste, that same quality, I want to bring here to the city of Detroit. So I want to be more of a smokehouse. So to answer your question, I wanted to know more than just ribs. I want to know brisket, pulled pork. I want to know the smoked salmon that I do. And people always say the same thing. I really don't like fish because it has a fishy taste. And I'm like, well, try this. And they're like, it doesn't have a fishy taste. I'm like, what fishy taste are you talking about? Where are you people eating at? What fishy taste?
But I guess it does depend on where you get it and how you cook it. And when you smoke something, that's why I like you separate it from most chefs, because most chefs just cook, but you smoke. And I don't know how you learned the art of smoking, but...
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's a little eerie when people call me chef, and I'm like, I look at, like, that guy's a chef over there. I'm more of a, if anything, a pit master maybe, because I know how to control my pit, and I know how to control the temperature up and down of it.
You're a pitologist.
Okay.
I just gave you a term.
Pitologist.
There you are.
I'll take that. I'll deem that.
All right,
I'll deem that. She just knighted me.
Yes, I did.
Pitologist. But, just controlling my smoker, and I just had a passion for it. I just want to always push the envelope of what's quality. My flavor profile that I always went after was sweet and savory. So I wanted that brown sugar, that sweetness, but also that sweet and salty taste. So it's not too salty because I love my people and we always suffer from hypertension. Yeah. So that's why I had to bring it on over to the healthier side of the menu. But the different types of seasonings that I use and the quality of the taste of the food.
Okay, so where can people find you, sir? Because this is just, oh my goodness. You do broccoli, Brussels sprouts, spinach, kale, asparagus, zucchini, squash. Ooh, turkey burgers. Okay, so my fatness is coming out right now, so I'll just stop talking. Where can we find you?
Well, we're a web-based catering company, so you can find us online. We're everywhere. We want to be accessible to this new Detroit that's happening, and I appreciate that Lexus Uncorked selected me to be a part of one of the 4 chefs to provide food for the great people who Lexus brought out.
Yes.
This is a great brand, and I'm glad I was one of 4 chefs here in Detroit. But you can find us online and at SmokeyGSmokehouse.com and Instagram, social media, all the social media outlets. But finding us online, SmokeyGSmokehouse.com. Our menu's on there. We deliver. We're accessible. And we want to make it convenient.
They deliver.
Deliver.
That's all I needed to hear.
We deliver.
All right.
Give us a 48-hour notice because we do our briskets for 16 hours. The brisket's on right now. Back at the kitchen. That's why I was a little late coming here.
That's all right.
But, we're always smoking back at the shop. So give us a 48-hour notice and we can have something delivered to you.
Now, my new sister right here, she goes back to L.A., but she wants your food. You deliver still. Do you ship it out?
That is the next step. Oh. That is the next step. Marcus Garvey said, get into distribution. So I want to know how to vacuum seal my meat, ship it across state lines, as well as put it in local grocery stores here to vacuum seal it and get into distribution more so.
Okay.
But I want to be able to do that because they do smoked turkeys in Oklahoma, in Nebraska, in Carolinas, and they ship the different meats off to different places. So I would like to be that next wave of being able to ship my brisket, vacuum seal it. So you can have brisket in California, you can have the smoked salmon and everywhere. So, but we're here in Detroit, and of course bringing jobs here to the city of Detroit, but still having commerce all over the country.
I love it. I love it. And I really do love that you were a part of Lexus Uncorked. It was so many wonderful people from Detroit Lions, Robert Porcher, to the former Pistons, Pittsburgh Steeler, Lamar Woodley. You had a Sister Code owner and TED Talk speaker, Maren Wilson Williams, 105.9, Radio 1, BET Honors recipient, Kwame Simmons. I mean, there's so many people, so many names. Fox 2's Meryl Lou was the host. And then there were 3 other chefs. And then yourself.
Yes.
And that's pretty, now people know you synonymous with the Lexus brand. And that is a really great thing because I know they have the new LC 500 coupe. And that is a really great thing. So
trying to squeeze.
Keep doing. Nah, you got to keep doing what you're doing because that's a good look. I had to read that so people know the quality of, I mean, and for you to be online, this, I would almost think that you would have a brick and mortar because this is perfect. This is perfect.
Thank you.
His food is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Okay. So next up.
No, I'm still over here in awe. Like, looking at this food.
Yes, I'm telling you, the presentation it says it all. And I definitely wish you all of continued success. With Smokey G Smokehouse, I can see you on a Food Network. I really could. Like G Garvin. I really could. Easily, I could see that. So I just speak that. I don't know who's going to hear this, but you need to pick him up. Because he's really great.
We're going to put that in the atmosphere.
Oh, no, it's out there.
We're going to put that there.
It's out there. And once I keep pushing it, it's out there.
Okay,
I got faith like that. No, I'm serious.
All right.
Okay, I'm warning you.
Well, I definitely don't mind putting the city of Detroit on my back.
Okay.
Be the staple for smoked meats here in the city of Detroit. And as the city gets bigger and we get more of those implants coming in from the South, from the West Coast, these different companies coming in, they'll be like, oh, wow, this barbecue is like I tasted in Texas.
Yeah.
I wish I was home right now, but I can taste this. This tastes like Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
My pulled pork tastes like, and at the Lexus Uncorked event, I served pulled pork.
Yeah.
And Carolinas are known for pulled pork. And I said, not your Carolina-style pulled pork, because I want to have our own flavor of Detroit, of that sweet and savory.
Well, you did it, because that food just falls off the bone, and it's just good.
Thank you.
Nah, I don't even want to have chicken no other way. I'm real mad at you
It's
right
smoked.
now.
Smoked is definitely different from grilling.
Goodness.
And, smoked meats is here at Smokey G Smokehouse. And
I got one last question for you.
Absolutely.
I'm about to blow your phone up right now.
Okay.
Are you smoking a turkey? Do you do turkeys for Thanksgiving?
1,000%. We're smoking turkeys. We're smoking hams. My cousin even convinced me to smoke a duck. Okay, we're smoking everything. Yeah, so absolutely, we smoke turkeys. We're taking orders all the way up till November 20th. And we do a little process, a nice brine we put it in. And once again, it's that sweet and savory taste. And as my friend Stan said from Flint, he was like, that turkey's wet, man. It's not dry at all. He was like, I warmed it up 2 days later and it's still wet, man.
You know what? I think Turkey Grill just lost their fried turkey.
I love Turkey Grill. We got to support our...
I love them.
Yeah.
But it's going down with Smokey G Smokehouse this Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
How can we follow you?
Through all the social media outlets. I have a Facebook page. I have the Instagram, Smokey G Smokehouse. My website, SmokeyGSmokehouse.com. Actually, I've been able to do a pop-up this Friday and for the month of November at the Fisher Building.
Oh, good.
So I'll be there every Friday for the month of November doing a pop-up between 11:30 and 2 o'clock.
Okay.
I have some of my great smoked meats there, as well as that macaroni and cheese we talked about. And you can always invite me back to the studio, and I'll definitely bring some macaroni, some smoked Brussels sprouts, some of the turkey chops, things along that line.
Come back next Thursday if you so desire. It's okay.
Yeah.
I thank you so much. Smokey G Smokehouse, you definitely want to avail yourselves. Get this. This is the best meat I have tasted in such a long time. I'm a good cook. I do love to eat and cook. But this it has its own flavor, and you have definitely set yourself apart. Go to www.SmokeyGSmokehouse.com for the best food that you've ever had right here in the D.
Yes.
I thank you so much for being on the go with me. Up next, I have just a gorgeous... I adore her spirit, okay? Because she's just the realest. It is no other than Kristen. She is in the house. CRISSMARIE, you guys know her as. And she is the basketball wife of L.A., here to talk about something that is extremely important because so many times we used to just think of the past that it was something that just happened to children, and it no longer happens to just children. You can be an adult and be bullied. You can go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and be bullied. Cyberbullying is real. Yeah. And she is speaking out against it, and we love to have her here. You're listening to On the Go with Tiffany Patton. You're linked to Love, Life, and Liberty, and we'll be right back with Kristen.
Sometimes I don't like you. You always got a problem. Anything that I do, I don't always understand everything about you. But I know I just can't live without you. So yeah, I do, yeah, I do, yeah, I do, yeah, yeah, I do. Hey, sometimes I think you might be a little crazy, but it's fine, cause I'm still gonna treat you like a lady, yeah. Now I can't stand it when, girl, you be tripping and you know it, yeah. But I know you just can't control it, no. So I ain't going nowhere, even though sometimes I don't like you. Yeah, always got a problem. Yeah. Anything that I do, yeah, I don't always understand everything about you. No, but I know I just can't live without you, no. So yeah, I do. Don't matter how much I do or say or show you, no, 'cause you'll still question if it's really real what I'm feeling for you. I know that people say things ain't always what it seems. I promise this is not a dream. I'm really here with you, and you're here with me. Sometimes I don't like you. Sometimes, almost like always, yeah. I don't always understand, no. I just can't live without you, no. So yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Hey. Sorry, I promise I do, yeah. So, yeah, I do, yeah. Even when you know, I know you're dead wrong, ain't before too long. You ain't got to apologize, it's alright.